LeBron James had 27 points and 12 assists. Kevin Love added 14 rebounds and the Cleveland Cavaliers looked like a different team on their home floor, tightening the Eastern Conference Finals with a 116-86 victory in Game 3 over the Boston Celtics on Saturday night. Outplayed during 2 losses in Boston, the Cavs used a 3-day break in the series to regroup and regrip the series. They built a 19-point lead in the first quarter, pushed it to 30 in the second half, and overpowered the Celtics, who fell to 1-5 on the road in the postseason. Any discussion of Cleveland's demise is premature. Kyle Korver made 4 of the Cavs' 17 three-pointers and Cleveland had 6 players in double figures. Game 4 is Monday night before the series returns to Boston. Jaylen Brown was in foul trouble all night and scored just 10 for the Celtics after averaging 23 in the first 2 games. Jayson Tatum scored 18 and Terry Rozier 13 for Boston. Only 19 of a possible 300 teams have ever overcome a 2-0 deficit in the playoffs. James and the Cavs, who previously did it in 2007 and again in 2016, while winning the NBA title, took the first step toward a third comeback. To return to the NBA Finals for the 4th straight year, the Cavs have to win 4 of 5 and rewrite Boston's illustrious history. The Celtics are 37-0 when they win the first 2 games in a series. That doesn't bother me, Cleveland coach Tyronn Lue said before Game 3. The games have to be played. They won 2 games on their home court, which we know they've been playing well the whole playoffs, but we're not discouraged. So, 0-2 doesn't really mean anything. Apparently not. The Cavs came in wanting to play faster and be more physical with the younger Celtics, who were the aggressors in Games 1 and 2. Lue also needed more from point guard George Hill after 2 poor performances, 8 points, 1 assist, in Boston. Hill responded with a driving layup to start the game and drained 3 three-pointers in the first quarter as Cleveland wasted no time taking control. Hill finished with 13, J.R. Smith 11 and Cleveland's supporting cast played so well that James only had to play 37 minutes. Boston coach Brad Stevens was confident his team would play better on the road than earlier in these playoffs, but the Celtics were shaky early, committing 4 turnovers and shooting 2 of 10, while the Cavs opened a 27-11 lead. James arrived at 5:45 p.m., greeted by the usual phalanx of cameras waiting to record his walk from the security entrance at Quicken Loans Arena to Cleveland's locker room. Earlier in the day, James said the fact he has twice rallied from 2-0 deficits in the postseason offered no relief. "There's nothing about the playoffs that's comfortable until you either win it all or you lose and go into the summer," he said. "Summer might not be as close as it's once seemed. Family ties. Stevens has deep Cleveland roots, but he's slowly converting family members to pull for Boston's teams. His parents are from Northeast Ohio and his wife, Tracy, is from suburban Rocky River." Before the game, Stevens was asked what happens to all the Cavs, Browns and Cavaliers gear he gets as gifts. "My 7.5-year-old nephew was offered 10 extra credit points in school if he wore anything regarding Cleveland yesterday, and he went all green," Stevens said. "And 3 years ago, I think he was all Cleveland stuff. So we're making strides with him. But yeah, we have a large contingent. Maybe they'll get some of those Game 3 giveaway yellow shirts and pass them around to some people who haven't completely converted to rooting for the Celtics yet." Tip-ins. Celtics seeking to become the 6th number 2 seed to win the East in 8 years. Boston was a number 4 seed when it advanced to the finals in 2010. Fell to 3-8 in playoff games in Cleveland, the most by a Cavs opponent at the Q. Stevens was relieved to learn that Boston legend Bill Russell was recovering after a hospital stay brought on by dehydration. Russell won 11 NBA titles with the Celtics. "He's the ultimate basketball winner," Stevens said. "The way he impacted winning, the unselfishness of a teammate, what he stood for off the floor, everything about him." Cavaliers, James needs 6 field goals to surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 2,356, for the most in postseason history. Cleveland has won 6 straight playoff games at home. Improved to 14-6 versus Boston in the playoffs.